It's Cal's net. Big pick energy tonight at Rogers Place. Edmonton benching Stuart Skinner in favor of the veteran Cal Pickard, just like they had to do last year against Vancouver when they were trailing 2-1 in that series. But Pickard will get the Game 3 start. Is that the right call?
I think it's so hard to say.
Why?
Because I don't think the goaltending has been the only problem. I think if you were looking at this game and the goals were just fumbled in the net, then I'd be 100%. But I just think so much needs to get cleaned up in front of Skinner or Pickard, whoever it may be. That that is the issue I'm having, and the parents are interesting today, to say the least. But Pickard, to his credit, when Skinner went out after the concussion, he did really well, and he won the Oilers a couple of games. Obviously, he was there when they beat Vegas, so he's proven to us very recently that he's capable of stepping in when they need him the most and performing.
It's the right move because it hopefully changes the play in front of him.
Yeah, hopefully.
That is the thesis here.
Yeah.
We play different in front of Cal Pickard. And we need to play different because clearly what we're doing isn't working. You can't solely pin it on Skinner. He's definitely one of the issues. Something wrong with me? Oh, no. He's definitely one of the issues.
Skinner.
Okay. But in this situation, you can't replace your defensive core. So the only lever you have to pull is the goalie. So hopefully Cal's our pal and he can, stand sturdy in the net. And hopefully he has a better team playing in front of him than Skinner had. And that's the theory.
I think it's the only option.
Yeah. Everyone's just got to be better. And hopefully that signal of putting Cal in is heard and received and responded.
I'm not surprised this happened at all.
No, I think this was the most likely outcome was Pickard getting Game 3 after the way that last one ended.
You've got to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it.
Yep. You need the spark. You absolutely can't sit there and risk Stu not having his best for another game or whatever. So, yeah, it totally makes sense that the Oilers are going with Pickard.
What do you make of the decision to go with Pickard tonight instead of Skinner?
I love Stu and having seen him and hung out with him for the small cup of coffee. Great human being, great guy, great competitor. But, if you're kind of the number one guy and teams – Edmonton, by all accounts, want him to be the number one guy, and this is what's happening in back-to-back playoffs. Nothing against Picks. I love Picks. I played with him. He's a great goaltender. But to have that kind of weighing over you and weighing over the team, that when things go wrong, it's kind of can you count on your goaltending back there? That's a scary thing. And listen, I think they need a spark. This might do it, but this is kind of one of those all or nothing. Because they lose this, the series is over. And I don't think I can see them. Listen, they have the ability. They're one goal away from doing a reverse sweep last year. But I just can't see that being the case again against this Kings team and how much this Oilers team went through last year, went through this off the season, went through this season. So this is an all or nothing. Your season is on the line tonight. And when your season is on the line, you expect to go with your number one, and you're going with Calvin Pickard. So for me, a very glaring and telling signs of what this organization and where Stuart Skinner are in terms of, where they view each other and themselves. So, it's a little concerning, but again, Calvin did it last year. He came in and against Vancouver and really provided a little bit of rest for Stu, and then Stu came back and was lights out. So I think, is that possibility of happening again? Sure, but I think I think LA this year is better than Vancouver last year. So this is a very different, and I think there's a lot more going wrong, not at the goaltending position, but overall structurally for this team. That's more of an issue than it was last year. Not to be, negative Nancy. I just think they have it in there somewhere. I just think they haven't been able to find it. And I kind of talked about it on the network. They just look frustrated since game one. They look like their emotions aren't in check. And it looks like LA is just kind of very calm, cool, collected, almost laughing and really taking a very calm approach that I think is really thrown, Edmonton Oilers for a loop. And you heard Knobloch talk a bit about it last game of they're just, and he kind of said it where we're making the big mistakes, but they're playing a game that's kind of inviting Edmonton to kind of shoot themselves in the foot. And that's what they're doing. And then they're getting frustrated and they're banging their head against the wall. So I feel like that needs to, number one, needs to be the calming factor. And I don't know if, putting away who you consider your number one goalie into the, bleachers is kind of the best thing to do. But again, they're kind of taking a Hail Mary, I think, and hoping this sparks the team.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.